Okay guys, another really cold day, nasty day outside here in the Carolinas. I've let the receiver warm up for over an hour now here in the shop. In addition to the signal generator, just validated the signal generator at 465 kilocycles, which is the IF frequency here for the two transformers. You can see here I've got a 0.1 microfarad cap hooked up, and I'm just going to drive that off my signal generator straight into the antenna lead. You'll see a lot of instructions to come straight in on your IFs themselves here, but I've just chosen here to use the antenna lead input. And you may notice something odd here. I'm leveraging pin number 3 on my green eye tube, just using my tube adapter here. I've got my negative lead placed to pin number 3. That's the AVC voltage bus. And my positive lead goes back to chassis ground. I have my meter set for 10 volts DC. I'm divided by 2 just to kick the meter movement up to kind of center point. And I've got my signal generator amplitude at this point turned all the way down, but I'll go ahead and turn it up. And I'm going to just reference a point here that I'm comfortable in seeing. Your view may be different. We'll start here, and I'm going to just go to this particular IF can right here and start doing some adjustment. So again, you guys recall that watched the first video, I pre-adjusted these to 465. When they're put back in circuit, they've always changed a little bit on my experience, just due to the capacitive changes and the loading under circuit. So let's just see how close these are. So it looks like this first adjustment was almost spot on. And you can see I'm just going kind of back and forth here to try to find the peak. I had to kick the amplitude up just a little bit more on the signal generator. Okay, I think that's good enough. Yeah, a little improvement there you can see. Alright, let's move over here to the other IF transformer. And a little gain here to be made as well. Not bad though. I'm just moving it just a bit. This particular can is the one I mentioned before, or maybe I didn't. This was my last one to rebuild. The pre-adjustment condition was the patterns were all the way down flush against the mica. So thought about maybe adding some additional capacitance in here. These things are very tight toward the end of the adjustment cycle there. So we'll see if we can get a peak point here. And my little wooden adjustment tool is not going to do the trick. I don't like to use metal. We'll have to kind of go back and forth here, but this thing is so tight at this point I just can't adjust it where I need to be with the wooden adjustment tool. So you can see there was some gain there to be made as well. Alright, and that dropped off a little bit just because of the change in capacitance when I took the tool away. Let me see if I can find the peak point here. Alright, I think I'm going to leave well enough along there. Let's move along to this one. This is the one that's really tight. So I did put some grease on there. Alright, let's go back clockwise. And a little gain there to be made as well. and then I can get just past resonance here. And for folks that are new, you can see how a metal adjustment tool here impacts the alignment, and it's not recommended. So I'll keep going back and forth here off camera and see if I can get to the peak point. Then I'm going to go back and just repeat these one more time to make sure there's no other gains to be made. Then we'll move along to the next step, which I think they recommend going to the short wave band, and we'll adjust the oscillator. Now, one thing not called out on this particular radio, there's two oscillator adjustments, the front side being the antenna section, the back side being the oscillator. So I've got this pattern on the top, and I've got a pattern underneath as well. And I don't think there's any reference to the oscillator adjustment underneath. But I'm going to start there and then come back to the top itself. So I've put the top oscillator adjustment kind of in mid-range. And then we'll go back and play with the bottom oscillator adjustment itself, just to make sure that you know, my logic makes sense. Just making the final tweaks here. I think I've got everything aligned best I can. And just as a safety gap here, I'm going to undo the signal generator, hook it back up to the frequency counter, just make sure I'm still centered at 465. And if I didn't have any drift, we'll move along to step 2. If I did have drift, then I'll go back and just retweak these just a bit. Next alignment procedures call going to 6 megahertz. And the way the tuning works, this will be in the vertical position, so 6 being straight down. I'm going to place this on the shaft and then pre-adjust the tuning condenser here for that measurement. Then I've got to flip the chassis over, which is a pain, because I want to get to that bottom oscillator adjustment, not just the top adjustment here that I've got about midpoint. And just make a few turns to that and see what happens here when we get this thing set up to 6 megahertz. Alright, you can see the alignment process, a little bit tedious, time consuming, and a little bit boring actually. But I want to get down in here to the oscillator section, which is my rear section here, and do some adjustments. First up, I need to get my signal generator off of the IF at 465 and get it back on 6 megahertz like it calls for. And I want to make a few tweaks here on the bottom side instead of the top as it calls out, just to see what happens. And the front section should be our antenna section. So we should be able to go back and forth once we get the oscillator in line to the antenna section. Then we've got this adjustment as well for the lower part of the band here, this pattern for around 600 kilocycles. Then we'll go back and forth to make sure we're spread across the band as close as we can be. Just a note, I looked at the frequency counter, about 10.4 megahertz is where I seem to be peaking at right now. So we're a ways off for sure on the short wave alignment. Okay, just a little bit of change here I noticed, so let me flip this thing back over one more time and try to adjust the trimmer on the top side of the tuning condenser. See if we can get this thing to peak at 6 megahertz. Alright, let's see what we've got. Yeah, and it doesn't hurt to have the radio in the shortwave band as well. So I just goofed up on that first part there when I was showing. It looked like I was around 10 megahertz or so. That was my bad. I failed to turn the band switch over to shortwave. So let's see what we get here on the top side oscillator adjustment. Alright, let me turn that down and go back to the CW carrier. so we can rid ourselves of that irritating noise. Alright, and turn down the signal generator here. You guys saw it peak there for a moment. And back down again on the signal generator. Alright, I think I'll leave everything right there. Let me just flip the tone back on again. Alright, just wanted to make certain that I was still receiving the 6 megahertz signal and not an off-air signal. Alright, now let me flip this thing back over again and get to the other pattern or trimmer underneath. Make one more adjustment there for the short wave band, then we'll wrap things up here on the broadcast section. Get everything hooked back up here. Okay folks, I think I'm going to leave it right there for the shortwave adjustment for now. We may have to come back and revisit that. Let's move along now to the broadcast band. Time to flip this thing back over again so I can readjust the tuning condenser to 1400 kilocycles. Alright, just getting the dial back here to 1400. Okay, let me flip it back over now, and the good thing is I do have it back in the broadcast band this time. Didn't leave it in shortwave. As may be able to hear this, again we've got the tuning condenser fixed with the tuning indicator to be around 1400 kilocycles, and all I'm doing is rocking my signal generator back and forth. And it looks like we've got a zero beat around 1340 kilocycles. So we're just a little lower than we should be. Let me adjust the signal generator here to 1400. Then we'll go back and adjust the antenna trimmer down here and see if we can make any improvement. We'll be going back and forth between this pattern, and see if we can get this thing a little closer here. Alright, let me see if I can get down in here and peek this out. Okay, I don't want to go any further than that because I'm probably near the point where the screw itself will come out, maximum capacity. So let me leave it right there for now. Alright, I've got an off-air station here at 600 kilocycles, so let me adjust the pattern here.
You know, in a dome, it's going to be playing. Which one would you take?
I would take 2 Carolina Cameron, or I'd take it at the Swiss Center.
Alright, let me turn that down and see if I've still got enough amplitude here on the signal with my off-air signal here to peak. And by the way, instead of flipping the receiver back over, I was able to get the dial back on here and got it close as I can to 600 kilocycles. Let's give this thing a spin now, guys. I had to go back and forth there with the adjustments for a bit, but I think I've got everything as close as I can now in the shortwave band and the broadcast band.
At Juno.rev.
I could not stand up for it.
Local source for sports on wall-to-wall TV and the most scenic views in the market.
For about
just how good God's hold on tight to you. Time between the L and
Alright folks, thanks for joining here on the RF alignment. As I said in the past, necessary but a little boring and tedious, especially with this particular receiver having to flip it up and down numerous times. More to come on the cabinet soon, plus an update on the green eye tube. It's not much of a green eye tube. Until then, take care.